So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show talking about the local real estate market. We've got David Diaz with Waterstone Mortgage, DavidDiazLens.com, and Shawn Yesner with YesnerLaw.com and FloridaSuncoastTitle.com. Excited to talk about rural housing loans next. Now, this is something that often gets overlooked by people that want a lower down payment loan alternative compared to, FHA, VA. Obviously, if you can go VA, if you're a veteran, if you've served our country and you can go VA, that is definitely the way to go. But if you're someone who's looking to, buy a home with a lower amount down, there are USDA loans available, which is a rural loan with no money down. And the key to it is, there are a lot of areas in Tampa Bay that are considered rural that not many people would realize are considered rural.
Right, yeah, surprisingly so. Up in North Tampa, Pasco County,
yeah.
There are going to be a lot of areas, and yeah, it's yet another option for a low down payment. You did mention VA. I mean, VA is going to win versus
every
pretty
battle.
much any.
They're going to win that comparison every time.
But if you're someone that's not VA eligible and looking for something, USDA definitely is an option. Actually, was a very prevalent option for a while. At the moment, just due to the first-time homebuyer grants that are available.
Yes.
That typically will win in today's world for 95% of people, but that's not going to last forever. So again, it's a $15,000 grant that's available to anyone who hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. In Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk, it doesn't have to be paid back. It's fantastic. But when that goes away, which will probably be sometime towards the end of next year, USDA will come back into the forefront again, and it is a good loan. I mean, it's something 0% down. There are income limits depending on your household size, so there are some things to watch out for. But definitely a very good loan, and actually got improved just this month, just October 1st. They lowered the mortgage insurance premiums on there, so it's actually a little bit more attractive today than it was even a month ago.
Another thing that, again, so to talk about a few of the locations, we talked about Pasco County, so you've got some areas in cities like Wesley Chapel, Lando Lakes, so a lot of those Pasco County development areas that are really heavy with new construction and newer homes are USDA eligible. And it's interesting because you can drive, 20 seconds to a Starbucks or a McDonald's,
yeah.
Or there's all kinds of shopping and restaurants and Wiregrass and all stuff, but they're considered rural loans.
Doesn't seem like it should be considered rural. But
correct. You also have East Hillsborough that has some pockets that are considered rural. Fishhawk Ranch, Lithia is part of that package, I believe, still. They've revised maps a few times, but each time we keep thinking, you've got this huge master plan community where you've got everything you need in Fishhawk, and you keep thinking it's going to get taken off that list. But
if I'm not mistaken, I think it goes right down the middle of Fishhawk. I think
there's like part that is
to the west. Yeah. It is not.
So,
to the east it is.
So you've got a lot of Fishhawk that's in there. You've got some other pockets in East Hillsborough that are part of it. Pinellas, there really isn't anything that they consider rural in Pinellas, but so you've got Pasco County, South Pasco. Pockets, you've got East Hillsborough pockets, and again, you've also got, you can get down into Sarasota, Bradenton when you get out into the east portions of Sarasota and Manatee County. You've got some little cities there that are part of it. So you've definitely got, that might have changed. Don't quote me on that. The maps might have eliminated some of the Sarasota, Manatee stuff. But I know at one point some of the eastern portions of those, like Parrish,
yep.
Some of that was included, so I'm not 100% sure on that, but we can verify that. But it's a great loan product with no money down.
And like I said, it's more attractive than it is today. So just to recap, I mean, there's actually 4 programs out there right now in our area that you can have no down payment on, and that would be VA, which we talked about, and that's whether it's your first home or not. USDA, which basically has to be your only home. The first-time homebuyer grant that we just talked about, $15,000. That basically means you don't have to come to closing with anything. And
up to 15 grand, as long depending on your price point. Yeah, so you obviously couldn't go out and buy a $400,000 home.
Correct.
It's limited.
I think the price limit is about $316, so it's pretty healthy. And then also the last one would be our Wealth Builder product, which if you have a 680 credit score, doesn't have to be your first home either, and it can be 0% down payment, which is a program that's been used quite a lot in our area.
And I think, again, so there's a lot of options out there. And, of course, there's plenty of available products out there and flexibility and competition when you raise that down payment amount. Jumbo loan products have gotten much more affordable than they were for a while, much more flexible.
Absolutely.
So that's something that, you know, there's certainly options for the jumbo loan crowd that wants to, you know, we tend to find, it seems like, you know, as you climb the price charts, you do see a lot more cash purchases, which is kind of interesting because rates are so low, why wouldn't you not? But I think people just, I think there's so much misinformation out there about, you know, challenges with getting a mortgage that is 2 or 3 years old that is not as big of a deal now, but that's the perception.
For the first time that we've seen it in basically a decade, mortgage rules, mortgage lending is loosening a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that people are becoming a little bit more aggressive, like with this 100% down program. We're the only ones that offer that.
Right.
Not anybody else does it. That the jumbo loan program with 5% down earlier that I mentioned. Nobody else is really offering that. So there's becoming a little bit more aggressiveness in the market, and there's an appetite for that now.
Well,
The pendulum is starting to swing back
the other
the
direction.
other
Yeah, I
way.
mean, it still has a ways to go before it gets
But it's
anywhere
getting-
close to easy, but it has
and I
loosened.
think another thing, you know, we talk about the escrow holdback program a lot on this show, and I think that's a solution that a lot of people aren't aware of, especially when you talk about homes that need work. You know, we had a situation this week where a home needed a new roof, and it was priced at such that the roof price could get lumped in, the appraisal would support it. Buyer didn't want to put on a new roof, seller didn't want to put on a new roof, buyer didn't have the cash to do it, but, you know, increasing their payment a little bit and getting a brand new roof was the equitable solution. So there are programs out there as well when you're looking at a home that maybe needs something. Don't think that you know, if you go through a home inspection, you know, and it's got some issues, but it's the right house, and maybe there isn't enough money in it for the seller to do it or make the repairs or for you to make it. Don't eliminate the home. Talk to David about the escrow holdback program because it can help you save that home for you and the home that you want and just lump it into your payment. There's no increase in the rate.
Nope.
There's no, I mean, it's still the threes. You know, we're still talking low rates. This is not a 203K loan. This is simply the repairs get held out of escrow and then get paid to the contractor post-closing.
And in that example, as far as increasing the payment, I mean, you're talking about a $6,000 roof. Every $1,000 in loan amount right now is only about $5 in payment.
So you're talking about $30.
$30 a month.
Yeah, so you're talking about, you know, a couple trips to Starbucks, you know, some air fresheners at Target. I mean, man, I walk into Target and I spent $30 before I even get, I mean, it's just literally like, forget it, you know, so that's all we're talking about. We're not talking about a bunch of money, so definitely an option for people out there.